now we're going to start talking about the 5 problems in goal settings and 5 solutions. Now, what you need to know is these 5 problems are not well known. People often overlook these problems while setting goals, and that's why most goals fail. So today we're going to look at these 5 problems that I've identified with goal setting while helping people set goals over the years and watching people fail at goals. This was even from before I was a life coach. I was interested in this, and now I have found a better method for goal setting, both for myself and my clients. So today we're going to be talking about some of those problems. So the first problem is the rigid goal setting methods, such as SMART goals. So if you Google how to set goals, one of the first things you'll find is SMART goals. What SMART stands for is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And this is often looked at as the gold standard in goal setting. What a formula, right? Well, you know what processes formulas really well? Computers and machines, not humans. We are humans. We're complex. We're messy. We're emotional. We are not the same from one day to the next. So we cannot just put in a certain input and expect a certain output every single time. SMART goals appeal to people because they promise clarity and structure, and they make people feel like they have control. And that's what everybody wants, is to know that they have control over their lives. But has a major flaw to it, and that's that it is too rigid for real life. Life is wonderfully unpredictable. And while we can control some things in life, there are many moments and circumstances in life that are beyond our control. What if you get sick? What if you have a family emergency? What if you want to go on vacation? What if an exciting opportunity for a spontaneous night out comes your way? How will you stick to your SMART goals then? SMART goals often fail because they don't account for these twists and turns in life. When people cannot stick to this rigid plan and then they feel like a failure, they feel like they, messed up their SMART goal, they will then abandon the goal entirely and with lower self-esteem than before. SMART goals appeal to our desire for control, but ironically, they set us up for frustration when life doesn't cooperate. So let's not deny that life is messy and that it is uncontrollable. Let's accept that and account for it in the ways that we set goals. Don't fight against the nature of life and its ability to be messy and unpredictable. Plan for that and move with the flow of life. So, what is the solution? The solution to this rigid goal setting process is to set adaptable intentions instead. So instead of rigid SMART goals, set adaptable intentions that are fluid and work with life's complexities, not against them. For example, in a rigid SMART goal type of formula, someone might say, I will exercise in exactly this routine at exactly this time for 45 minutes every day. And that is obviously too rigid for real life. So a more adaptable intention would be, I will make exercise a bigger part of my life, or I will make movement a part of my life, something that is just a lot more flexible and adaptable. People also have reading goals often, right? They say, I will read 50 books this year, aiming to complete 1 book a week, and I'll have 30 nonfiction books and 20 fiction books. That would be an example of a rigid goal. Instead, they could just say, I will read more. That's an adaptable intention. And it gives greater flexibility and accounts for real life like challenges that come up. So adaptable intentions allow you to move toward what you want and to pivot when you have to without guilt. You can still have more reading in your life and skip a day of reading. You can have more reading in your life and choose to read during your lunch break instead of in the morning. You can have more movement in your life, no matter how busy your day is or where you end up in the world. Okay, you could choose to take the stairs instead of the elevator. You could park your car further than you originally planned. You could stand at your desk instead of sit. There's always ways to make these intentions come to life. But when you have rigid SMART goals, you can't always make them come to life. So let's set intentions that honor life's unpredictability and encourage us to have progress over perfection. So the key benefits here in setting more flexible intentions instead of rigid SMART goal type of setting is to it will reduce your stress and guilt from falling off track. Okay, how many of us have done that, right? We set a rigid goal, we don't stick to it perfectly, and we feel so guilty, we feel like we're terrible because we fell off track. Encourages consistent effort toward what you want in a way that's both flexible and sustainable. So like we're saying, right, this effort, you can figure out every day using your brain, oh, what's a way that I can make this intention come to life? You don't have to have everything set out perfectly from the get-go. You can figure it out as you go. Oh, I said I want more movement in my life. How can I make that come to life? I said I want more reading in my life. How could I make that come to life? I said I want more time with my family. How can I make that come to life? You don't have to have every single thing laid out. And then we focus on growth and enjoyment rather than rigid outcomes. So now would be a great time for you to pause and workshop that goal that you wrote at the very beginning. So now take a look at it and say, okay, how did I write out this goal and how can I change it to a more flexible intention instead? All right, so once you do that, I will see you at the next video where we talk about the second problem and solution.